A critical question in social psychology is why legitimate anger, an emotion signaling genuine harm or injustice, often becomes destructive hate aimed indiscriminately at groups or communities rather than specific sources of harm. Understanding the mechanism behind this emotional transformation is essential for addressing societal conflict, prejudice, and violence. The logical concept of a distortion loop provides clarity, highlighting how bias reshapes genuine grievances into dangerous cyclical animosity. In the distortion loop, bias is the initial condition that colors perception, making it challenging for individuals to interpret harmful events clearly. When someone holding biased beliefs experiences legitimate anger, perhaps due to economic hardship, social exclusion, or personal harm, the bias influences interpretation of these negative experiences. Rather than targeting the systemic or actual source of injustice, the anger is directed towards specific groups or identities associated through biased narratives with the source of harm. Once anger becomes misdirected, it escalates into hate, a deeply entrenched, simplified emotional state characterized by broad hostility and animosity. Hate generalizes grievances, obscuring nuance and complexity. Importantly, hate itself does not remain passive. It actively reinforces the original bias, creating a feedback loop. As hatred intensifies, it amplifies selective perception, confirming prejudiced narratives and justifying further biased beliefs. This loop is highly resistant to disruption because each element mutually reinforces the others. Anger's emotional energy, bias's interpretive distortions, and hate's reinforcing certainty form a closed system of escalating hostility. Within this loop, external interventions, such as information or rational argument, often prove ineffective as they're filtered through increasingly rigid biases. To disrupt a distortion loop effectively, interventions must strategically target and weaken the critical points of entry, particularly bias. Educational approaches that encourage critical thinking, exposure to diverse perspectives, and empathic engagement with targeted communities can weaken the biased foundations. Similarly, creating platforms for authentic expression of legitimate anger, helping people correctly identify and direct grievances, can prevent anger from becoming indiscriminately hateful. Practical efforts should focus on early-stage bias interventions, promoting narratives of shared humanity, and clearly distinguishing legitimate grievances from biased interpretations. By fostering environments where anger can lead to positive rather than destructive channels, we can dismantle distortion loops before they solidify into entrenched cycles of hate.